I'm Chelsea Edwards, in for Giovanna Latta. This is the late edition of Eyewitness News. Police say it was unclear whether the thieves were after the ATM machines or something else inside that bank. The bill has been named the American Health Care Act, and this certainly is a long-awaited announcement from House Republicans. They're finally detailing their plan to essentially unravel much of former President Barack Obama's health care law. Breaking news, search and rescue efforts are underway tonight after the guided missile destroyer USS John S. McCain collided with a merchant vessel. Millions of people gearing up to watch Monday's total solar eclipse. This is the first one to stretch across the U.S. from coast to coast in 99 years. Yeah. Tonight, LAPD Chief Charlie Beck is joining law enforcement leaders across the nation, pushing back against President Donald Trump's remarks, encouraging police officers to be rough with people they arrest. I'm Chelsea Edwards, in for Giovanna Latta. This is Eyewitness News at 4. Jerry Lewis spent his entire career devoted to comedy. His dozens of credits, both on the big screen and on television, spanned 8 decades. A mysterious package left on a doorstep explodes, critically injuring the elderly man who opened it. Tonight, he is still in the hospital as federal investigators join the hunt for whoever sent it. A tragic death in Anaheim where a suspected drunk driver, who may have also been street racing, plowed into another car, killing a man. Southern California shocked this morning to see this new nickname sprawled across the famous hillside.
It was a very special Easter celebration today at the Van Nuys Airport.
Yeah, he's pretty stylish there. The Easter Bunny arrived in that helicopter to deliver treats to hundreds of kids. And Eyewitness News reporter Melissa McBride was there. It's the singing snafu scene around the world. Mariah Carey bringing in 2017 on New Year's Rockin' Eve in Times Square with a pained performance. Star Wars superfans gathering today at the TCL Chinese Theater to pay tribute to the late sci-fi legend Carrie Fisher.
Good morning from the Honda Center. We are on the ice. Have been all day. I've been practicing, and I think I'm getting better. I'm going to show off some skills in just a minute here, but obviously you have the big game tonight. These residents here in Duarte really have been through a lot, and they could be facing even more. Take a look at some of this mud flow, that mud all the way up to those K-rails. Police worried that this attacker could become even more violent today, suspected of robbing and then beating a 90-year-old woman in this home behind me in broad daylight. And they are delicious. I've had quite a few, and they are so good. You can see a lot of people agree with me. Look at this line. People have been here since 6 o'clock this morning. The plan initially talking to some of these protesters was to stop at Staples Center, which they did momentarily, but as you can see, on the move again. From salons to jewelers to luxury car services, lots of LA businesses getting ready for their clients to step out in style.
Is that Disneyland? This is so cool!
Police say there's been a dramatic rise in hot prowls in this neighborhood. That's when a burglar breaks in while someone's inside their home.
You don't even...
So, but this is the old, this roller coaster's been around since 1976, and that loop that we just went through. Thanks for joining us here at Eyewitness News at 7 here on KDOC TV.
Good night.
Well, this is right where tonight's protest started, right at Pershing Square, with just a couple of hundred people initially. Now, as you mentioned, that group has grown into the thousands and does not appear to be dispersing anytime soon. For the third night in a row, hundreds of frustrated anti-Donald Trump protesters hit the streets of downtown LA. Tonight, they took off from Pershing Square, starting a miles-long march through the city.
We've all made a huge mistake. We refuse to accept it.
Many in the crowd say they're not driven by anger, but rather a sense of unity.
I just want love and peace to be spread. This is not what we want. What we want is for this to not be necessary.
Carrying her 2-year-old daughter on her hip, Maria Martin says she's looking to the future.
This is the first step towards, getting petitions granted and getting politicians to actually stop and listen, because they don't want the streets closed down all the time. They don't want their freeways being shut down.
We're sending a message to Washington, D.C. that Donald Trump is not the president. We didn't want him.
Others, like Tyrone Cole and his wheelchair-bound mother, say they want action now.
How do you hope that you're going to change the outcome of this election?
We need a recall.
LAPD prisoner transport buses and dozens of police cars follow the protesters as they weaved through city streets and sidewalks, at times snarling traffic. Many drivers we spoke to didn't seem to mind.
The future is much greater than being stuck in traffic.
But others say enough is enough.
Not only a trap, but I'm also scared. I tried to escape and I went the wrong way.
Stuck and worried while trying to get home from work, Jenny Nahue says she understands the protesters' frustrations, but just wants to move forward.
Hopefully it's going to end soon.
likely not going to end soon. The biggest protest yet expected to be held tomorrow. As many as 11,000 people expected to meet at MacArthur Park at 10 o'clock in the morning and then march to City Hall. ABC7, of course, will have live team coverage. Now, we're on the ground here. Let's take a look at what's happening in the air. JT Alpert is live over those protesters right now. JT, what's it looking like from your perspective?
The holiday season now in full swing at the happiest place on earth. Disney's California Adventure Park is now home to the nighttime water spectacular World of Color Season of Light.
It makes me think that it's already Christmas.
This is just part of Disneyland Resort's holiday celebration, featuring seasonal favorites old and new. Princess Elena of Avalor is making her debut performing at the all-new Festival of Holidays. She's the first Disney princess inspired by Latin American cultures.
She just inspires me to do good stuff.
It's our tribute to Navidad. We also celebrate Diwali, we celebrate Hanukkah, we celebrate Kwanzaa, and we celebrate Christmas.
When Walt Disney created Disneyland, he said Disneyland will be a source of joy and hope and inspiration to all the world.
Mickey and his friends preparing to welcome hundreds of thousands of people to their holiday party this season, and they promise no one will go home disappointed.
It's fantastic to be here. The environment, it really is magical.
For the 20th season, It's a Small World has once again been transformed into It's a Small World holiday. All part of this year's multicultural holiday celebration in the Magic Kingdom. At Disneyland, Chelsea Edwards, ABC7 Eyewitness News.